this might be a little bit boring. It might be like, oh, yeah, you're not my mum, whatever. But I'm saying if you have a schedule, if you try and be disciplined and have a schedule where you do certain things at certain times, by the time you get to graduating university or looking for an industry role, it will really, 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 really help. Because the amount of students that I've talked to who they go to bed at crazy time in the morning and they wake up really late and then they get a job and they're like, oh, I'm really excited. And then they have to get up at normal people time. And then they're just like, I'm exhausted, what do I do? If you start early enough by just having a good schedule where you can do everything that you need to do in the day, it genuinely helps your mental health and also your physical health and sets you up really easily to like work at your peak, basically. So I've just put like shower and go for a walk. Like I understand that some people's schedules might be completely different, but just setting your start of the day, it really, having a great start to the day really, really helps whatever you're doing. So I put in the afternoon, but it could be morning and afternoon where you'd be in like lectures and stuff like that. But having that time where you go, this is when I'm learning, this is when I'm studying, etc. And then after that, you can say, I'm now resting, I'm hanging out with friends, family, etc. If you spread this out too much and it sort of blends together, that's when you get into the problem of you work too long or you don't work long enough and you start to get stressed. And in the end, one of these things drops out. So what I found was either, for me, my spend time with friends and family would be less time because I'm like, oh, I've got work to do, I've got like assignments to do, or probably most people in here, you won't sleep as much. You'll just play games because you want to relax after doing your work, and then you end up not sleeping as much because you're trying to fit everything in the same amount of time. So just having a rough schedule of, okay, now I'm finished for the day. Like when you're having fun, this is the problem with games. It's not a problem, but it is an issue where you're having so much fun that you don't want to stop. And throughout university, that was my problem, where I was like, this is awesome. I'm working with so many awesome people. And even like in my job now, I work with Matt, it's so exciting, it's so much fun that you realize it's like, oh, okay, it's time to stop. You know what I mean? You get to that point in the evening where it's like, oh, I need to stop working because it's time to stop. You never feel like, especially in the games industry, you never feel where it's just like, oh, I need to, like, oh, you're just checking the time, like, oh, how long is this going to take? No, it's always, if you're having fun with it and you're working with amazing people and you're really putting your creativity into things, that you work way longer than you think you will, and then other things start to suffer. So either you don't get enough sleep. Plenty of times in the library for me where I just like, it's like 1 in the morning. I've been here for ages because I'm having so much fun, because games in general is fun. Like developing games, especially with other people, is just really enjoyable. So I know, I'm not your mum, whatever, but I would say, like, if you just think about like not trying to blend these things together, by the time you do get into an industry role, it'll be, you'll wish, like, you'll be glad that you sort of followed it. You don't have to be super rigid, but as long as you think, I need to fit in these things in the day, I need to, like, get some food, go for a walk, because, yeah, it's very easy just to sit down and you work all day on the computer, and then you sit down and you play games all afternoon on the computer, and then you haven't really sort of stretch your legs or anything. So if you do that first thing in the morning, then you can then just work on yourself, your like personal and professional. So it's school or your portfolio games, for example. And then from there, you know that, okay, I've done what I need to do for today. I'm proud of it. And then I'm not feeling guilty or anything. You can just enjoy that time.